evening, welcome to Pickle Vision. No, that's the Mario theme tune. Welcome to Pickle Vision. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me this evening. It's Wednesday night. It's live stream time. We're going to live stream and we're going to talk about, today we're going to talk about Star Wars Shatterpoint, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. It's lovely to see you all here in the chat. I'll get through and have a chat with everyone in a bit and see how we're all doing. I myself have actually had my first day off, as in, like, I've not done anything. I've done stuff. I've filmed a video, I've finished painting General Grievous, and then I played a bunch of Legend of Zelda, and what else did I do? I watched another part of the making of Harry Potter documentary that I've been watching. Me and Alfie and Wendy have been watching through the Harry Potter films, and the special editions that we've got have got an extra disc that each one's got like a one part of the making of, and it's all different stuff. And I find all that sort of stuff really interesting, so I've watched that as well today. What he means by day off is that I've not been in all day. I mean, Wendy has been at work, so I have. This has been my first day of the summer holidays where I have just sort of been left to myself. Like, not that I don't love having Wendy around, obviously, but you know, it's been nice just sort of vegging out and just sort of doing my own thing, and yeah. Similar tomorrow, bit of editing tomorrow, try and get this video done and out the door, because all I've been posting is YouTube Shorts recently. Just because they're easy to film, and none of the stuff that I've done in them has been worthy of like a full video, and they seem to be going down pretty well, especially on Instagram. Anyway, that's enough about me. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Shatterpoint. I've got 2 boxes that I need to get. So I need the Magna Droids from this box. This is the Dooku box. I need the Magna Droids for a list. They're the last 2 models that I need to build for the list that I'm taking next Friday. More about that later. And I've also been requested to paint the Witches of Dathomir set. So I want to get the Magna Droids. I want to at least have a look at those. I might not build them on stream. It depends if they're as fiddly as all the rest of the droids. But then if we do get them done, then I'd like to get some of the witches built, and we're going to talk about Shatterpoint. If you've got any questions about Shatterpoint, about the miniatures, about the game, anything like that, let me know, and I'll answer any questions you've got. I am planning on doing a sort of beginner's guide to the game video at some point soon, hopefully before I go back to work. So yeah, anyway, let's have a quick look through the chat and see who we've got with us this evening. Pardon me. See who we've got joining us. So we've got Mr. Buffett, one of our fantastic moderators. Thanks for tuning in, bud. Welcome to the stream. We've got Uncle Fatwig, who's not at work for a change. He's actually going to be in more than 2 minutes. Welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're well. We've got Dean Paints Things. Welcome to the stream. Hello, friends. It's been a while. It has been a while. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to see you. We've got Pirate Queen Pickle all the way from the other room. One of these rooms. She's either in there or up there. I'm not sure which. But she is in the house. Big Pickle in the house. We've got Hammy22. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Synthwave Hector shirt. This is my MS Paints Synthwave Hector shirt. It's one of my favourite t-shirts. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. We've got Nightbot's here. Welcome, Nightbot. Thanks for joining us. Lovely to see you. We've got Big McDan School. Good evening. Welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. We've got Luis Delapoonanu. Oh my god, it's famous YouTube jar Pickle Star. Thanks very much for tuning in, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to see you. And Boyke as well. Boyke. Welcome to the stream. Who else have we got? We've got Peter Gronfelt, one of our fantastic moderators. Are we second screening this stream? Depends. Did a show about Ahsoka premiere tonight? Well, I've watched both episodes this morning while I was having coffee. and I fully enjoyed both episodes. I've been really excited. Actually, I've got my Ahsoka still to paint for Shatterpoint. I've got Ahsoka and Bo-Katan are the last two models from the core set that I've not finished. So I'm thinking about painting Ahsoka at some point soon, sort of in celebration of the show. But yes, I very much enjoyed Ahsoka this morning. I like seeing the animatronics and puppetry they use for the creatures like Aragog of the Tree. Yes, all that sort of stuff. It's all the this is going to sound really pretentious, but like as someone that does theatre or has done theatre stuff in the past and done acting stuff, I always like that sort of stuff, like the behind the scenes and seeing like little interviews and stuff, and the sort of them talking about like how they get into character and how they approach different scenes and stuff. I find all that really interesting. As well as like all the sort of special effects and the practicals and stuff like that. So I absolutely love it. Alex, not good evening. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. And we've also got Redacted83. Describe Shatterpoint and tell me why I should paint them instead of Warhammer. That's actually pretty much what I talk about in the video that I filmed today. So that'll be out at some point soon. But in a nutshell, I'm enjoying painting Shatterpoint and working on Shatterpoint more than Warhammer. I think because of the universe, because it's Star Wars, and I've been invested in Star Wars a lot longer and a lot more thoroughly than I am engaged in the sort of lore of Warhammer 40k. Like it's not that I don't know the lore or the basics at least of 40k, but I am fully entrenched in Star Wars. Like I grew up watching the original trilogy on VHS. Obviously then the prequels came out when I was at the right age to watch those as they came out, and I've always been a fan of the prequels. I'm not one of these that hates them. I like them for what they are, and they really, really got me hooked. I then read a load of the extended universe stuff that it's not canon anymore, but it's still Star Wars, and even some of the extended stuff that is canon now, like the comic books and novels and stuff. And the latest 3 films aren't necessarily my favourites or any good, really. But the other stuff that's come out, the TV shows like The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett was alright. It wasn't what we wanted it to be, but it was alright. And then like Ahsoka and stuff like that. But yeah, basically, I've always enjoyed Star Wars, like games, books, comics, films, TV shows, animated series. So I think that is the main reason. It kind of appeals to me just because I am more what's the word, not committed, what's the word, like I'm more into that universe. So there's a word I'm trying to think, I can't think of what the word is. I'm more indoctrinated, I guess, but that sounds negative when you say that. But I think that's the main reason. Secondly, like it's a low model count game, so realistically you only really need 8 models. Now I'm building and painting everything. Like I've got everything piled up here. That's just because I really like the models. Invested, that's the word. Invested, not indoctrinated. So yeah, I'm really enjoying painting the models because they're slightly bigger scale, so that I'm having a lot of fun painting them. You don't, and each one is like its own individual character. Like each model is a separate character. There's no, I've got to paint this like 30 times now. You just paint it once and it's done. So it's kind of gets hooked. And aside from all of that, like the actual game is really fun. I've played a bunch of games now. I've tried a few different lists. I'm trying out my almost completely droid list next Friday. I'm doing, as long as it's all still going ahead, touch wood, I'm doing a live stream battle report with Hellstorm Wargaming with Mikey over there next Friday evening. So as soon as that is like fully confirmed and stuff, I'll get links and I'll share them all on the Discord and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. It's just kind of, it hooks into me a lot, and I'm just really, really having fun working on it. I finished painting Grievous today, which he's in the cabinet now, but I'll show you when Loki Approved comes up later on, because I've posted a photo in there. Speaking of Loki Approved, if you want to show off anything you've been working on, head on over to the Discord, go down to the Loki Approved channel, post anything in there, and we'll show it off later on here and take a look at what everyone's been doing. I've loved painting my Shatterpoint stuff. Every model is different, and I want to do it justice as I know the characters. Painting my terrain as we speak. Good, nice one. Yes, Dean. That's the thing as well. Like you're so like connected to these characters from the TV shows and the films and stuff that it kind of. When you're going to be playing 40k with Hellstorm, when I learn how to play, no, I'm joking. I know how to play 40k. We are. I don't know actually, because we have spoken about it, and I think it was on the cards, and then Shatterpoint came along, and we've both sort of just gone, let's do Shatterpoint instead, because no one else is really doing battle report stuff for Shatterpoint, or like not to like the same sort of level. It's something that I would like to do, but I just don't have space. I just don't have the space to do battle reports here, really, or the setup. So that's why I'm doing it with Mikey as well, because I've played a couple of games with Mikey, had a lot of fun playing against him. So I think he's eager to get a win back, because I've won both the games that we played. Good evening, Sprocket. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Jar Jar Binks Shatterpoint set when? Honestly, they need to release a Gungan set, because Gungans have been sorely missing from Star Wars Legion. There are no Gungans in that game, and they need to. They should do, really, especially with it being a low model count. You can just have a couple of generic warriors. You can have Jar Jar, and you could even have Boss Nass, I guess. But I would give him the other general that is with him on Naboo as his sort of secondary, or maybe make him the primary and make Jar Jar the secondary, which would be funny. But yeah, they definitely need to have some Gungans in there at some point, just because, like I said, they're missing. They're missing from the games. I'm waiting for the Bothans box set. I'm guessing they'll be all be dead before it's released. Brilliant. So let's open up. Let's move over to the desk cam. There we go. So this is the Count Dooku box. Let me just. Yeah, this is the Count Dooku box. Let me get the cellophane off because it's reflecting. Captain Tarpals. That's him. I love that Shatterpoint's scale and size is spot on. Marvel Crisis Protocol as well. Which era of Star Wars are you most looking forward to painting and playing? Honestly, growing up, like I would love to be able to say like that the original trilogy is my Star Wars, and like that is what I grew up watching. Like I watched those films pretty much religiously, from being as far back as I can remember. Like I had them on. It wasn't my set either. It was my uncle's copy of the films, and I just watched them when I was younger, and then eventually just sort of inherited that box set. But the films that came out when I was a child, which is kind of the age, it's what Star Wars is aimed at, isn't it? It's kids films. Was obviously the prequels. Now I have most of the stuff that's come out so far for Shatterpoint has been sort of prequels, Clone Wars era. So I would say the prequel stuff, but we've already got quite a lot of that. So I guess I'm kind of looking forward to seeing some of the original trilogy stuff. Like we've had the Return of the Jedi set teased, like shown off at Adepticon, with Luke with his green saber and R2-D2. Yeah, I think I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that set and then some other stuff from that era, just because there's some really cool characters. I'd also like, I think the Ghost crew I think that's going to be classed as Empire era, because it's only set like a couple of years before A New Hope. I forgot that you don't get instructions in the boxes anymore. You have to go on the Shatterpoint website and look at the PDFs. So I'm just going to have a quick look at what the instructions are for the Magna Guard, just because I need these ones for a game, and it's the last two models I need to build. Assembly guides. There we go. Dooku. Twice the pride. Evening all. The new me has scared Lurky tonight, so I can't share my stuff. Looking forward to seeing everyone. Oh, that's Wicker Man. Formerly Ed. Formerly Ed's Art and Minis. Who was formerly Ed Paints. Who was formerly Phil. I'm a prequel era kid too. Despite what people say about them, they are my favourite movies. I think it's the core memory of going to the cinema to see them for the first time. It's tough to beat that. That's exactly it. Like, I've been to the cinema. I've seen every Star Wars film at the cinema now. Obviously not when they originally came out in regards to the original trilogy. I've seen them when they've been sort of re-released or put on for like an anniversary. But yeah, nothing beats seeing those first three, the episode 1, 2 and 3, as they came out at the cinema, and just the sort of having grown up watching the originals, and obviously, you know, they were made in the 70s and the 80s, obviously I love the films, but the sort of the colouring and the sort of contrast and the effects and stuff on the prequels is, especially as a kid, you know, it just blows you away, doesn't it? Like, it's going and seeing that and seeing new Star Wars. Yeah, it was fantastic. But like I said, I think I like them all. Even the new trilogy, episodes 7, 8, and 9. Like, it's not. I don't personally enjoy those really, but they're not really aimed at me anymore. They're aimed at kids. They're aimed at the people that were the age that I was when I saw episode 1. Like, they're aimed at that to get more people into Star Wars, which is a shame that, you know, it can't be both. Yeah. As I've got older, I find that I enjoy. It's the same with most things that I watch. So, like Marvel stuff that I watch, same with like Harry Potter, what we were just talking about. And the same with Star Wars. I find the extended universe, so like books, like novelizations, comic books, anything like that, video games, I find the stories and stuff in those like just a lot more sort of in depth, because obviously they go into a lot of the extra stuff that you can't always fit into films, but it's all this sort of extra background stuff that I like to look at and like to see. Right, let's have a look at these Magna Guards. Are they a pain in the bum? They don't look that bad. They don't look that bad, I don't think. So I think we'll have a go at building the Magna Guards. Went to the local game store today and Shatterpoint is selling quickly. I'm not surprised. It's like, it's one of those things where it's... Force Unleashed was a brilliant game. Absolutely was an amazing game. Yeah, the Shatterpoint stuff, it's one of those where it's not really being talked about massively online, because it's, you know, the long and short of it is it's not Warhammer. So when you get, you know, YouTube videos, things like that, it's the trade-off is always going to be, if it's not Warhammer, it sort of plays second fiddle a little bit, which is kind of the sort of conundrum that I've been having, because this is what I'm doing. This is what I've been doing, and that's why I've not posted anything for a while, because I've been doing Shatterpoint stuff. I mean, not just because of that, I've been doing other stuff as well. My first Star Wars game was Galactic Battlegrounds, essentially just an Age of Empires 2 reskin. Spent countless hours on that. Wookiees were awesome. So from like older games, Jedi Power Battles was absolutely amazing. You also had Star Wars Demolition, which was hilarious. And then obviously Battlefront 1 and 2. Republic Commando as well was fantastic. Oh yeah, there you go, Bram. Republic Commando was the unsung hero of Star Wars games. Absolutely. Although I don't know if it's an unsung hero, because everyone seems to say the same thing, that was amazing. So that's that, and that one goes. Yeah. So that one goes there. And that one goes there. Okay. Pod Racer Remaster went on Game Pass recently. It did. I was playing it not that long back, actually. I started playing that. I used to like the arcade version of Pod Racer, where you had like the proper, you had the actual controls, so you were sat like that, and you had to like properly. I always said that would make a fantastic Wii game with the Wii remote and nunchuck. That would have made especially because it was on the N64 originally as well. It would have made a fantastic game for them to like properly remaster and put out on the Wii, or just do a new version of it and have proper like controls like this. Brambo Wargaming, welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're well. I'm Bram as well. I meant to say hello when you popped in. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Let me see if I can. Can I move this camera any further back without it getting in the way of? Just because I'm very aware that. There we go. That's a bit better. You can actually see vaguely what I'm doing now. 3 and 4. But yeah, so like the extended Star Wars stuff, like I said, like video games, and like novels and stuff, like some of the best Star Wars stories that I've sort of that I've come across have been from the sort of novelizations, especially like the old lore that's not that's no longer canon. The other thing with the Shatterpoint stuff as well is, barring a couple of sort of extreme circumstances, there's not really too many mold lines. The ones that they do have are horrendous. They're not horrendous, but they're just those that if you don't get them, then you will see them. I missed one on my Anakin's leg when I was painting him. Completely missed it when I was sort of cleaning it up, and it was on his front, the front of his left leg. I completely missed it, and I was painting it, and then like I was sort of like, oh, that mold line's pretty bad. I wonder if I can get away with just sort of painting it, and you'll not be able to see it. And then sort of got to the end of the paint job and went, no, you can definitely see that, and I had to sort of scrape it away and then repaint the leg, which was annoying. Heir to the Empire trilogy is awesome. It's absolutely fantastic. Shadows of, hang on. I'm a little sad that I didn't get along with the recent Star Wars parkour games. The parkour games, as in Jedi, was it Fallen Order and Survivor, weren't it? It's Jedi, Fallen Order, and then Survivor, I think. The two. I've not played the second one. I played the first one, really enjoyed that one. Shadows of the Empire N64 was for nostalgia purposes, nothing else. Remember it being one of the first games I played on the console, even before Mario 64. Tell you what, mate, it's not a bad game to play. Heir to the Empire. Oh yeah, I've read that. X-Wing on GameCube. Yes, X-Wing on GameCube. Oh, and Squadrons actually. The recent Squadrons game was really, really good. It just sort of died off, multiplayer-wise. Me and a friend actually recently decided to jump in and play some online. And we went on, we played one game and then went, right, that's that then. Because no one plays it anymore. And when I say no one plays it anymore, people do play it. But the people that play it now are the people that have just played that game pretty much and are really, really good at it. So we jumped into an online game, got like absolutely rinsed, and sort of went, "Yep, that's that then." It's frustrating that the story is like doesn't have a co-op or something on it. Like the extended universe was very good, but for every good one there was a courtship of Princess Leia. That's true. Yeah, I'm not saying everything was good. Like there obviously are some duff stories. The OG TIE Fighter games were amazing. What are the Shatterpoint minis made of? Is it harder plastic like Warhammer? Probably sounds very daft. Yeah, it's pretty similar to the Warhammer plastic, if I'm honest. Like Bram says, it's just a bit thinner in places because it's done just to be stylized in the way that it is and to sort of be proportionate. We only do Battlefront 2 co-op now, no multiplayer or heroes mode. What are the miniatures? Good evening, welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're well. Sorry I've got to bounce. Little one is working up. Hopefully back once they nod off again. No problem, Brown Bear. Cheers for popping in anyway, and maybe see you in a bit. Right, so we've got this. That's the front, and then we've got this, which way do I need to turn this? I don't think it matters. I think it's the same both ways. Let's just try it. Oh, it obviously goes that way because that's the way that it fits. What are we building? Is it Star Wars? It is indeed Star Wars. I am building some more Shatterpoint stuff. I'm building the Magna Guard from the Dooku box because I need them for a game in just over a week's time. Evening, hope you're all good. Anders, welcome to the stream, bud. Hope you're well. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope life is treating you well. C05. That's C20. Oh, there you go, C05. There it is. But yeah, I've just been, like I say, I think I'm so invested in the Star Wars universe that I think that's probably the main reason why. And I think, honestly, as well, it's the reason why I started getting into Star Wars Legion. But then I think the difference between this and Star Wars Legion is obviously this is a much smaller model count, or it should be if you do it sensibly and don't buy everything like me. But realistically, it's a much smaller model count, and every single model is even like the clone troopers or the droids. Like each model is a character, or sometimes you'll have 2 or 3 models on a base, but like you can do them all separately. They don't have to be all the same. Which I think when I was doing Legion, I was trying to get it all done in one go, and it kind of burnt me out pretty quick. Does that go on there, really? Yep. There we go. But yeah, not too fiddly so far. Compared to the B1s and even the B2s as well, like so far, fairly going together fairly easily. Give me 2 seconds. How different is the Legion plastic to the Shatterpoint stuff? The Legion plastic is, I think it's about the same, to be honest. It might be slightly harder, the Legion stuff. The Shatterpoint stuff is very, very close to GW plastic. 8 and 9. That's 8. Right, I'm going to do these. Normally I cut out like a couple of bits at once, but I keep mixing up which one's which. So we'll do this one first. Which would you rather build, B1s, B2s, or flayed ones? I would say, to be fair, I can't actually remember struggling that much with flayed ones. Like, they're a little bit fiddly, but like they're still GW models. Neither of them are as bad as B1s and B2s. The B2s were fine, except so like the B1s are a pain in the arse, because they are the leg. You have to sort of make sure the legs are lined up, because there's no markers for them to go in. But also you have to like line their arms up, because one arm is an arm with a gun, and then the other arm is an arm without the hand. So you have to make sure it lines up properly with the gun, and also make sure it's like holding it and not sort of drooping or anything. So you have to do the legs and the arms. The B2s, it's just the legs that's a problem, because there's marks on there so that you can see that the leg is supposed to line up in a certain way, but the markings are too shallow, so they don't actually line up properly. So it's the same issue again. You have to make sure that they're stood properly and you've not got like a weird like lean or anything. Whereas flayed ones are a bit fiddly, but they're not, you know, they're not horrible. So I would say flayed ones, then B2s, and then B1s. Also, you have to build more B2s. You have to build more B1s than you do B2s, because there's more of them in an army generally. Flayed ones over B1s every day. Yep, see, Bram suffered. Bram knows. Right, so is there a specific way this is meant to go in? I think there is. It looks like it's meant to go like backwards, like that. Yeah. I was noticing similarities in the colour. I've recently made up the Mandalorian in Legion. Nice. Yeah, I mean, the stuff that I've built, it seems fairly similar. I built most of the, I built all of the Separatist stuff for my droid army. I meant to say as well, I had my first breakage when I was unboxing my Grievous box. One of the lightsabers had snapped in half on the sprue, which was a little bit upsetting, but I fixed it fairly easily. But yeah, that's the first breakage of a lightsaber that I've had, and it wasn't even my fault. Because they are a little bit spindly, you know, they're a little bit, like the Legion ones are just that little bit thicker. They've made them a little bit thinner in Shatterpoint. Again, to be stylized, the same as everything else is thinner, because it's the style, it's the proportions and stuff. But that also does mean that they are, just by the very nature of them being thinner, they are a little bit less durable. I mean, if you're careful with them, I've not broken any of the others. Like, I've seen some people that are like breaking them every other day. I've had one break and it was on the sprue and it broke in the box. And that might just be down to it being, you know, delivered like and thrown around and whatever, but Mando is in the new plastic. He's one that was done after Legion got moved to AMG, having been in different plastics under Fantasy Flight, both as Murder but different studios. Yeah, the original box, the original Star Wars Legion box that was Empire versus Rebels. The plastic in that was not nice. Those models are not the best. Whereas the prequel box was a lot nicer. Grievous box might have been more prone to that as they got extra handling. There was initial mispacks that missed out. Oh yeah, the bases. Yeah, the bases had to be packed in as well, like extra ones, didn't they? So that could be the issue with that. Like I say, I've not had any issues with any of the other boxes. It has just been the Grievous one. Yeah, so that could be why, because they've had to like open the box up, take stuff out, put extra stuff in, and they'll have been trying to get them done as quick as so that they can get them out and sold and whatever. That's C6. And that is C7. Don't forget, guys, if you are wanting to share anything you've been working on recently, chuck it up in the Discord over on Loki Approved. And we'll be taking a look at those very soon. I said very soon. In about 20 minutes-ish. As usual, I have overestimated how much I can get done on stream. I'll probably get this one done. I doubt I'll get onto the second one. I'm definitely not going to get onto the Night Sisters. But Rich Smith, if you're watching back later or if you're watching now, I don't know if you're just lurking or... I'm sure it's D&D night on a Wednesday. Normally for Mr. Smith. But I will get the Night Sisters built next. Once these two are done, the next time I do a bit of building, they will be what I build, so I'll get them painted up so you can see. Which of them has been your favourite to paint and assemble so far? I mean, assembly-wise, I don't know if I've got a favourite, because I mean, you all know I'm not particularly a fan of building. None of them, like the B ones are a little bit awkward, but I did so many of them for Legion. Yeah, kind of used to it now. Same with the B2s, they were a little bit more awkward than the Legion ones, just because of the legs, but I only had to do a couple of them, well, 4, 2 bases worth. So they weren't really an issue. I don't really think I've got a favourite that I've built, just because, like I say, I do building as like a necessity. I don't do it because I enjoy doing it. Painting wise though, the one that I'm most the one that I was most proud of was Anakin. I was really happy with how he came out, but then I finished painting my General Grievous today, and I actually think I think it's one of those things of it's the most recent model that I finished, but I'm really happy with how that came out. I went through a bit of a phase yesterday while I was working on him where I just couldn't get him to look like what I wanted him to look like. I just really seem to be struggling to get the colours right, especially for the his like armour panels, because they're a sort of a cream, but they're not too cream. They're like a white cream, and going back and forth, like shading it back down and then highlighting it and shading it back down, and trying to get that colour right. And then I got that done and I got it nailed, and I was like, that is perfect, that is the colour, that is the right colour. And then I added like the eyes and other details and stuff, and I painted everything else up. And then I decided to add some OSL. And this is a prime lesson. It's a prime lesson. You don't always have to, like, sometimes we do stuff, like us people as content creators, sometimes we do things and it just looks shit. It just does not work. And I decided, because I'd put OSL on Anakin, and I'd put OSL on Asajj, and I'd put OSL on not Kraken. Is it Calamari? Or Kalani? Kalani, the other droid. I'd put OSL on his hologram that he's holding. Did I put OSL on anyone else? Oh, I did on the jetpacks. Yeah, I did on the jetpacks on the Mandalorians. I was like, right, I'll put some OSL on General Grievous as well. And I started doing it, and it just looked terrible. It just looked all wrong. It did not look right at all. I think it's just because I think I'd got the colours wrong for the OSL. It was also like the lightsabers looking at it were too far away for there to be any glow on the body parts that I'd put them on. Just because if they were going to reach to glow on those body parts, they would have been lighting up the majority of his body, and then that would have looked silly. So then I had to go back in and repaint those body panels to get rid of that. which was not fun. And then I'd finished the model, I'd done all the base, I'd tied up the rim and everything. I was literally just about to take a photo of it, and I decided that I didn't like the colour blue that I'd got on the lightsabers. It was too dark, so then I put everything, all the camera stuff back away, got the paints back out, repainted the blue lightsabers, so that I was happy with them. And then, but once all the base was finished and I took the photo and stuff, and then I got to look at it all done, I was like, that one was not difficult, but it was frustrating, I think is the right word. Going back and forth, trying to work out exactly how I want to paint him. And now that it's done and I can look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And also, it's just a really nice model. So, good evening, Ravensrook. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Hope you're well. Just launched that at myself. There's also a lot of light sources for Grievance to balance. Yeah, exactly, because there's green and blue lightsabers. So yeah, it's yeah, there's that. It was a lot, but yeah, it just didn't look right. I'd seen some other people do it, and it looked cool, but I just couldn't get it to look right. I tried. And I was just like, no, I don't think it needs it on my version. Like, if other people put it on their versions, obviously then more power to them. But I personally just decided that on that model, it didn't necessarily need OSL on it. And I'm really happy with how he looks. Like I said, well, I've posted him in Loki Approved, so when we go over to that later on, you'll be able to see him. Or if you just can't wait, obviously there's a photo on Discord and on my social medias and all the normal places. I'm just trying to work out the Persian on this leg. That looks about right. I mean, it stood up at least, didn't it? So. Right. Right, just leave that to dry a little bit. That's the other thing as well. That's one thing that I've learnt with models like this, where there's fiddly bits on them, is don't rush to the next step. Let those bits set, because it'll make it a lot easier, and the risk of accidentally nudging something that you don't want nudging. Yeah, that looks about right though. I think I've got the legs angled right. I think. What else have I got to put on him? I've got the weapon, his cape, and his head. Alright, so only 3 parts. So I can get them cut out and cleaned up at least, so that they're ready for going on. So, C10, which is this one. I'm really looking forward to painting these. They're Magna Guard are one of those like models, characters, I guess, C11, which is this one. That sort of obviously they get a lot more exposure in the animated series compared to the live action film. But they're just so cool. They're just really iconic droids. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them for Star Wars Legion, which, you know, again, I was looking forward to painting one day. I will get round to them. Like I said, like, I want to get that project finished just so that it's a project that is finished and it's not just sat there like looming over me. But at the same time, like, I'm just getting all my enjoyment for painting Star Wars from doing Shatterpoint at the moment. I only know one person that plays Legion local to me. So, well, two people actually, I guess. So, whereas Shatterpoint, quite a few people local to me have got into it. Just trying to work out if there's any mould lines on this head or not. So I found that's where they stand out the most, because usually they're obviously heads are slightly rounded. I think there is a very faint one. You know, sometimes you think you can see a mould line and it's where there would be a mould line, but it's just a line. There's no actual physical sort of bump. It's just sort of, it is just the part that where the two pieces would join, or the where the seam would be. But I think this is fine. What are you up to tonight anyway, Phil? Raven's Rook. What are you working on? Again, everyone, make sure you post over on Loki Approved. We'll be heading over there in about 10 minutes-ish. I'm hoping that I get this droid finished and then we can move over to Loki Approved. I'm going to try and attach his weapon now. So that goes on there, and then that goes on that hand, which looks like I've got the hands in the right place at least, which is good. As much as I'm enjoying the Shatterpoint stuff, I'm going to have to do some Warhammer content at some point soon. There we go. I think I've got the hands in the right place. Ah! And then I knocked the weapon off. Why does Dooku have the Magna Guards? I thought they were Grievous's buddies. See, I wondered that. I think it must just be to do with points values that you get in the box, because how you build forces in Shatterpoint is you have a leader that gives you a certain amount of points, which you then get to spend on your support models. So that'll be like, so you have like you take your primary, which is usually like your Jedi or your main character, and then you get a secondary, which is usually like a slightly less powerful character, and then you get your support, and obviously different primaries give you different amounts of force points to spend on your extra stuff. So I'm assuming I can check that, can't I? So Dooku gives you. Let's have a look how much Dooku gives you. So Dooku gives you 7 points to spend on your force for that squad. So that's 7 points to spend on your secondary and your support. Whereas Grievous, my headphones. Let's have a look what Grievous gives you. Ugh. Grievous gives Grievous gives 8. So yeah, the B2 battle droids cost 4 points. These are all the different you get all the different languages for other cards. So yeah, Grievous gives you 8 and the B2s cost 4. I don't know how much the Magna Guard thing. How much does the Magna Guard cost? So the B2s cost 4. And the Magna Guard costs 3. And then Jango Fett, who also comes with Dooku, costs 4. So then that makes it the 7. Because what they've done, I mean, I don't know if they'll change this at some point in the future. I doubt it though. But they've made it so that everything that comes in the box can be used together. So whatever prime you get in the box, however many force points that gives you, that's how much the other 2 units in that box will total to. So that you can just take a box and use it as that squad. But obviously you mix and match stuff in the game, including good guys versus bad guys. Like, you don't have to play all bad guys. As long as it's the same era of model, as in, Republic or Clone Wars or whatever, you can use them, which I think is pretty cool. I personally am mostly using the Sith stuff or Separatist stuff anyway, just because it's always my favourite. Like, I always like playing as the bad guys, I guess. That's why I've got a droid army for Legion. And it's why when I used to play Battlefront 2, I mostly liked playing as the Sith bad guys. Right, let's get this glued down. There you go, just so that it can stand up. The Heroes versus Villains mode was awesome. Absolutely was awesome. It really works, given how you'd have episodes of Clone Wars with typical enemies working together, brings out the narrative. It does work. It does work. Like, I quite like it as a thing. Like I said, it does make me feel a little bit uncomfortable, but then I just tell myself the same thing. Like, there's episodes of Clone Wars and Rebels where people that typically would not be allying together do. Is there a Leia? There will be at some point in the future. She's in the what looks like the Return of the Jedi box. They showed it off at Adepticon. I'm assuming it's all one box because it was sort of all together. There is Luke with a green lightsaber. There's Lando in his bounty hunter disguise. And then there's R2-D2 with the drinks carrier on top. So it looks like it's sort of Jabba's palace set. And there's a layer in that, which looks cool. Although it is, I think that layer is that layer the bounty hunter layer. I can't remember now if I'm misremembering or not. But there is definitely a Leia. What was the pirate's name from Clone Wars? Hando. Well, Cad Bane is coming next month, as are the Queen Amidala and the Handmaidens. And having the Queen Amidala set gives me a little bit more hope that there will be, at some point, a Gungan set. Because like all the Clone Wars, like Star Wars Legion, generally it's set, like the Clone Wars stuff, it's all Clone Wars onwards. But the introduction of like Queen Amidala, like as Queen Amidala with her handmaidens like Naboo and stuff, makes me think like maybe they will add Gungans at some point, because that was that conflict on Naboo rather than the sort of, you know, the actual Clone Wars stuff. So I'm quite hopeful that they will get introduced. Right, I just need to put this cape on. What about Qui-Gon? I've not seen a Qui-Gon yet. I've not seen a Qui-Gon yet, and I don't know actually if there is a Qui-Gon for Legion, because again, like most of the stuff seems to be sort of like Clone Wars onwards. But then they do have Darth Maul. I mean, they've got two versions of Darth Maul. Actually, yeah, Star Wars Legion, the version of Darth Maul that I've got, not the Shadow Collective one, like the original one, is Darth Maul and 3 Sith probe droids, which is Episode 1. So, I don't know, but I can't remember there being a Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm sure Bram will know. Why does it have a small chicken on it? A small chicken? Leia didn't seem to appear in the physical minis from the last round of picks, just had Lando, R2 and Luke facing Vader. I've definitely seen that photo. Let me... Let me see if I can't remember if I've sent it to someone. I'm just trying to have a look now. I'm sure I've seen a Leia model. But that the Vader that's there, because I've seen like the official the proper photo. That is, it's got Luke, R2, Lando, and I'm sure it's got Leia as like a 4. And then I've seen that Vader and a Stormtrooper, which I'm assuming you said it had a cap on. A cap on? I don't get it. That humour's too highbrow for me, Boffnet. Kit Fisto with his dashing grin as well would be awesome. I've seen a lot of people asking for Kit Fisto. We're getting Plo Koon at some point. He's coming with the Ahsoka that they did as a sort of promo model. Padawan Ahsoka is coming in the not Kit Fisto, the Plo Koon box. Well, this is the thing, because if they kind of... So here's the thing, like with Legion, obviously you can get away with... You must say get away with. You can, you know, put a box out of here's these droids and here's this and here's that, and you can have different versions of characters and stuff. With Shatterpoint, with it being very character focused, they kind of need to do all of these obscure characters, because otherwise they're going to move. Like once they've done, like, you know, the big hitters from the Clone Wars, if they don't want to do the obscure ones, then they're going to have to move on to a different era, and then they'll have the same issue. And if they carry on at the same release schedule that they've been doing at the moment, where you get 2 boxes a month, and usually in each one of those boxes you get a couple of characters and then some backup stuff, they'll run out of characters pretty quick if they don't go to some of the more obscure ones. There's the full Rebels crew of 6 coming. Now see, the Rebels crew of 6, I'm wondering whether that will be 1 box or whether that'll be 2 separate boxes of 3. I mean, I'd like to think it'd be 1 box of 6. But again, I don't know how that would work as a strike team, or whether you would only be able to take 4 of them. Because at the moment you have a primary, a secondary, and a support. And usually you support, so like, for example, you get Count Dooku, you get as your primary, you get Jango Fett as your secondary, and then your support are the Magna Droids. Or you get General Grievous as the primary, you get Kraken, which is the tactical droid, as your secondary, and then you get your B2s as your support squad. I don't know how you break that down for the Ghost crew. With there being 6 of them, 2 of them are Jedi, 1 of them's a Mandalorian. They may also bring out alternate poses and costumes of favourite characters. I mean, that is a good shout. That is a good shout. I mean, we've seen them do that with Legion, like specifically again with Maul. Just because like they had the Darth Maul that they did originally, which is definitely from Episode 1, and then you've got the Maul from you got the Maul from Shadow Collective, where he's got his robot legs, which is the Maul that we've got in Shatterpoint at the moment. Found last year's Adepticon screen grab Leia in her bounty hunter outfit. Yes, I thought she was. Glad I'm not going mad. They'll end up doing Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, but not worth playing in the later era. I mean, we've already got 2 versions of Obi-Wan Kenobi, because we've got General Kenobi from the Clone Wars, and we've got Old Man Kenobi from the Kenobi TV series. So we've already got the 2 different versions of Kenobi there. And we're going to get a second version of Darth Vader, because again, we've got Vader from the Kenobi series, and we'll have Vader from, I'm assuming, like Return of the Jedi, by the looks of it. So we are getting alternate sculpts and stuff already for the same character in different eras and generations of stuff. But anyway, that's 1 Magna Droid built. Is pretty cool. Nice and secure. That was actually, so out of all the droids that I've built, this was the nicest. It's nice and secure, all in the right place and stuff, as far as I can tell. So that's 1 Magna Guard built. I need to build another one, but I'm probably not going to get around to doing that on the stream today now, because it is 9:05. And it's about time that we take a look at Loki Approved. So if you just give me 2 moments, I will head on over there very shortly. I'm just checking I've got the right stuff. Yep, people have been posting in Loki Approved. That's good, because I know we had an issue on Wednesday last week where people couldn't seem to post on Discord. So I'm just making sure that that was not the case. So if I move over to here, yay, there we go. Discord's working. So this is the part of the show, guys. If you don't know, if you've not been around before or whatever, this is the part of the show where we take a look at what you guys have been up to and show it off for everyone to see on the live stream. So we'll start off. This is I'm just moving all the hobby stuff off my desk now so that I can just sit, because I'm not going to get around to building anything else this evening, so I might as well move it out of the way and be comfortable. There we go. Order is resumed. So first off the bat is me. It's me with my General Grievous. So this is what I finished painting today. I started it last night and finished it today. Like I said, I had a lot of fun painting it. Getting the colours right was a little bit of a challenge. Like, not because it was difficult, but just because I'm like, I know what colours should be, like where. And making sure that I sort of got that right. It took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it was... Every now and then it's nice to sort of challenge yourself with a model, and not because of any technical thing, but just to, because you want to get it spot on. And I had a lot of fun working on this in the end. I'm particularly happy with how the eyes came out. I wanted them to be nice and vivid and really stand out, and they do. I made sure to get the bit of pink flesh underneath them as well, which so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I'm glad that I went back in and repainted the lightsabers, just because they're the proper shade of blue now instead of being too dark. You can't actually see it, but on the cape as well, underneath and on the top, I put quite a lot of the pigment that's on the ground on there, just to sort of dirty that up and sort of help tie him in. Usually I put it up the legs and stuff on the models, but with his legs being so thin, it didn't really stand out as much, so I put it on his cape just to show him sort of being in the environment, and it really looks cool in person. So that's what I've been up to, yes, last night and this morning. Next up we've got Elston, who's been working on some Shatterpoint stuff as well. So first up we've got Sauvage, who is in the Night Sisters box, which is the next set of models that I will build in once these two Magna Guards are done. Looks absolutely awesome. Really like the face tattoos on this one. Katie Graham, good evening everybody. Just stopped in to say hi on my break at work. No problem. Thanks for tuning in, Katie. Lovely to see you. Hope work is going well. We are just taking a look through Lurky Approved to see what everyone's been up to. Lucky it's a new sheet, so it bounced and missed everything. Oh no, dropped a model on my wet palette. Yeah, glad that it's alright then, Fatwig, and you've not got paint all over it. Looking great, dude. Cheers, dude. Thanks, Dean. Elston too, love seeing his daily post at the moment. Yes, it's been nice seeing Elston once again painting all his Star Wars stuff before me. It's been lovely seeing that. I'm joking. I mean, I'm not joking. It has been lovely seeing that. I meant I'm joking in the sarcastic way I was saying it. Get back down there, yeah. So, yeah. So first off, we've got Sauvage for Elston. Then we've got, I think this is Pons. I think he goes with Windu. There we go, yeah, there's Windu. Absolutely love the skin tones on this one. Like, absolutely nailed the skin tones on Windu there. Mr. Elston. And the robe as well. The robe is absolutely spot on. Really nice job. There's Maul. He was actually the first model that I painted for Shatterpoint. One of the Night Sisters. This is the Mother. I think it's Mother Tal... Is it Talons? Talzar? Mother Talzin. I was close. From the Night Sisters. Two more of the Troopers. I'm not sure which ones these are. A dead B1 on the ground. Is that like a spare Legion model? I don't even know if Elston's in the chat. But I'm assuming that's a spare Legion model. that it's just met an unfortunate. That's a cool way of getting rid of like the tactical rocks. Just having the B1 on the ground there. That's cool. The two Night Sisters from the Deathmere box. There we go. So that's Elston's Shatterpoint stuff for this week. Absolutely awesome. Love it. I like the green and red on the Dathomir stuff. That's what I'm looking forward to painting myself. Next up, we've got War Daddy Miniatures. Here's a marketplace rescue I got yesterday. Second photo is how it arrived. Forge World Guard Tank. Has working lights, which is cool. I didn't fit them. Not that clever. So this is how it arrived. I'm assuming he said second pick. Those troopers are from the window box visor helms. I thought they were, but I wasn't 100% because we've got quite a few boxes now that have got clone troopers in them. We've got 4 different sets of clones because we've got the ones with Windu, we've got the ones with Anakin, we've got the ones with Obi-Wan, we've got the ones with it's the plans and preparation box. So I'm sure we've got like 4 sets of clones. So this is how it arrived, and that is what it looks like now. Absolutely phenomenal paint job there, dude. Come out really, really nice. And this is it with all the lights and stuff on. Buffnet would be happy with that. Buffnet likes putting all his lights in his tanks and stuff now. Absolutely phenomenal. Love it. Nice work, dude. Here we go. More Shatterpoint. Dean paints things. Not got time to take a proper picture, but I finished up my core set of Shatterpoint stuff the other day. Absolutely love it, dude. This is... We love to see it. Absolutely fantastic. 501st with Anakin, 212th with Kenobi. Luminara has Commandos, and then Windu has the Scouty ones. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, really nice paint jobs on these, dude. They look absolutely awesome. Love the bases as well. Getting that nice mix of the sort of metallic, like sort of flooring, and then the dusty red earth on them. Kind of ties them all together because you can use everything with everything. I'm finding that I'm basing stuff the same for everything, so then I can mix and match and it won't look odd. It being, you know, not with the right stuff or whatever. But yeah, this looks awesome, dude. Absolutely fantastic. And do you know what? Like, massive. Can we have a round of applause in the chat, please, for Dean Paints Things, for getting the entire box painted up. Absolutely awesome. We can have a Roger. Next up, we've got Vison. Used pigments for the first time, came out well. I love using pigments. I use them on all my bases. I love adding a bit of pigment on there now. Chuck it on everything. These guys, please be kind. These look awesome, dude. Lovely smooth colours. Absolutely, I can see the crisp line down the centre between the red and blue, like the alternating. And the bases look fantastic as well. Yeah, absolutely love them, dude. This all looks awesome. We have to bail. I think we're in for a long night. Youngest is struggling with teething. Oh no. Peter and Concrus, no doubt you're either listening or watching in whatever. But yeah, hopefully not too long a night. Hopefully they settle down and you get some sleep. But cheers for tuning in anyway, guys. I'll catch you next time. But yeah, Vison, these look fantastic, dude. Top-notch job. You can have a blue and a red heart because they are blue and red. Next up, we've got Hobby with Han. New favourite purple space means Soul Drinkers. Look at these. That purple's gorgeous. I love this sword. Love the effect on that sword. That is lovely. Absolutely love it. And the muzzle burn on the flamer gun. They remind me of Emperor Callus from Destiny 2. With the purple and gold, and then he's got the chalice cup here. They're just giving me... it's giving me Destiny 2 Leviathan raid flashbacks. If you know, you know. Yeah, these are phenomenal. I love these. That gold and purple really works nicely. That blade. That's a really nice colour combo for that blade. Like the sort of orangey red with like little bits of pink in there as well. That's really cool. It's a really cool alternate take because usually you see like power swords, you either see them in like a glowy blue or like maybe like a green sometimes, or you'll get like a Magna sword, like which is what I like to do a lot of, like the molten metal swords. But like this is a really cool different take on an energy sword, and it fits in really nicely with the colour scheme of the army as well. Yeah, I really like that. Nice one, Han. Next up, we've got Brown Bear Wargaming. More Purple Marines. Look at this. We're on a Purple Marine spree. I wanted to do a sunset-esque thing. Yeah, well, you absolutely pulled it off. Looks fantastic. Here we go. Some more Purple Marines. Look at these. Absolutely ploughing through these, dude. Yes. Love it. That blue is lovely on there. What's that? Is that a contrast? Yeah, these look fantastic, dude. Absolutely love it. Nice one. Need to go make tomorrow's lunch. We'll hopefully make it back before the end of the stream. No problem at all, Mr. Bram. Shyest Luxion mix for the armour. Nice. Nice work on these ones, Brown Bear. These are absolutely fantastic. Love them. Next up, we've got not paints or not 74. Sorry, not paints. It's not 74. My Discord's only showing like I don't know if you know when Discord updated the other few weeks ago, and everyone had to like update the usernames. Is this what happens if you didn't update your username? Does it just show me K? Like, there's quite a few people that that it's doing it for. Anyway, this is not 47 or not 74. It might be 74. Some Shatterpoint, some Underworlds, a 90s Marine, and a Star Priest walk into a bar. That was going to be my Golden Pickle entry, but life got in the way. I know, dude, it was a shame you couldn't make it, but there's always next year. Yes, there's going to be a next year. So let's take a look at the Shatterpoint stuff. So here's Ventress. I love the purple on the robes on this. Absolutely gorgeous. The Ventress model's a funny one because I painted two of these. Because I painted the Star Wars Legion one for a commission. And then obviously Shatterpoint came out and I painted the Shatterpoint one. And the difference between the two, like the Shatterpoint one, all the detail that is there is actually there. Whereas the Legion one is very, very much missing a lot of the detail on the wraps around her stomach and her arms and stuff, like all the bandage wraps and stuff. It's just not there. You had to paint all that on. Whereas on the Shatterpoint stuff, it's there. The robes are fantastic though. I love them. Absolutely awesome. Oh yes. Here we go. Some Mandalorians. I love that blue. That's lovely. Absolutely fantastic. Love the smoke trail as well. Gorgeous work. The Anakin. I saw the Anakin actually on socials the other day, and I loved it. I love this. I just think this model's cool. This is just a really cool Anakin model, and the colours and stuff are perfect on this. This is. Did you say this was Underworlds? Underworlds. I'm assuming this is Underworlds then. Absolutely gorgeous. What team's this? Is this an older one? It's not one that I recognise. Lovely paint job though. Yep, love it. Love the rust on here on this weapon. Love it. Oh, and this is the Star Priest. Oh, that is absolutely lovely, dude. That is gorgeous. Is there another? Oh, some more Warcry. Love these. Love this guy. That's the Worm Spat, very early stuff. I thought I was going to say I didn't think it was the recent stuff because I didn't recognise it as much. Underworld is one of them games that I sort of looked at getting into when it first came out and then never did and then didn't look at for a while. And then I've painted like random teams, like the Vampire team. I painted the Old Orc team. I've got some of the newer stuff. But I do like the models. Again, small model count. Fun projects. Oh, this is the Old Marine. I need to dig out an Old Marine actually. I've got loads of these somewhere. I need to dig some out so I can get in on this old school Space Marine painting challenge that seems to be going round. Absolutely phenomenal work, dude. Lovely mix of stuff. Love to see it. Next up, we've got Uncle Fatwig. Boys, 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 and a big pig. It's the orcs in... they're just nice to paint the warbands. Yes, I 100% agree. Because you usually only get, like, again, a handful of models in them, don't you? So they're nice little painting projects. I need to go back at some point and finish off my skeleton boys. The ones that I painted one of them and sort of painted it and then repainted it and got the colours down. I need to go back and finish that warband because that will be a right cool looking warband once it's done. But yeah, the orcs in pink and white are here and they're here to stay. Loving these dudes. I always like looking at your orcs. It's a lovely colour scheme. The new Skaven one is very tempting. Is that out yet? The new Skaven one. I can't keep track of release dates a lot recently. I've completely like not zoned out, but I've just sort of been oblivious to a lot of stuff. Again, because I've been so focused on Shatterpoint stuff. Thrust and Fist, Mr. Mythos, good evening, beautiful people. Welcome, dude. Thanks for tuning in. Lovely to see you. Awesome work on these, dude. Looking forward to seeing some more on these. Look at this. Big pink pig. I love this. Look at this orc. The green on that skin. Oof. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous, it is. That pink as well. It's just... chef's kiss. It was out last weekend, I think. I mean, I've got it upstairs somewhere. I did, again, I got it and I looked at it and went, oh, these are really cool models. And then I sort of put it to one side and then carried on painting Shatterpoint. I need to do some Warhammer stuff at some point because everyone's going to forget about me otherwise if all I do is Star Wars. Awesome work, Fatwig. Love to see it. Next up, we've got Andy Asquith. Look at these. Oh, this is the... it's like the set of three, isn't it? You get this guy, you get her with the cat, and you get... It's the big swirly guy. Is it a big swirly guy? Am I thinking of the right set? They're like... is it Yanari? These are lovely, though. Lovely turns. Is that a freehand on the back of her cape? I can't see properly. It looks like freehand, though. That's awesome. Look at this cape. Oh, that is gorgeous. Look at that. That is lovely. Absolutely love it. Nice work, dude. Latest two whips. First is a knob proxy for a unit of Squig Boys in a Grot Revolution force, and the second is a knob with Warg banner conversions I started the other night. Oh, look at this. This squig is absolutely lovely. That's such a nice model, though. It's such a nice model. That the skin tone on this is phenomenal, and the tongue as well. Actually, absolutely love it. Nice work on that one, dude. And then look at this conversion, the big warg banner. That's lovely. Bring it down a scale. It makes some nice conversions. It does some nice models. Love it, bud. Nice work. Next up, we've got Stydw2. I don't know how to pronounce that. STYDW2. I've done a couple of old metal Escher gangs. Still got a few more to do. Oh, these are lovely. Look at the camo on the gun. That's really cool. Like, not enough people do camo on guns in 40k. It's usually either just like black with highlights, silver, or red. It's cool seeing like a different paint job on a gun. I mean, the rest of the model's cool as well, but that gun just stood out to me. Yeah, I love these. The old metal stuff is cool. I mean, yeah, the new stuff's, you know, arguably nicer. But, like, you can't beat, especially when you get, like, a proper cool paint job like this, you can't beat the old metal stuff. Even if it's just nostalgia, like, they look awesome. Yeah, nice work on those, dude. Those Necromunda figs look so cool. Yeah, tell me about it, man. Next up, we've got Sprocket. The metal ones do have a lot of charm. Absolutely they do. Absolutely they do. Continuing to work through my Orc Combat Patrol box and some Goliath Gangers. Oh yes, look, the Deathcopters. I do love the new Deathcopter models. They're absolutely lovely. There's some Gangers. Again, these are for Necromunda, I'm assuming, aren't they? Necromunda, do you know what? Out of all the games that GW's done, I've tried everything, I think. Like, I've tried... I say everything. I've tried most of the stuff. But especially of the current stuff that Games Workshop actually supports, Necromunda is the one that I've just never touched. I've never painted a model from Necromunda, and I've never tried a game of Necromunda, so I've no idea how it works, what the game's like, how, you know, what the model. I've seen the models like when they announce them and they show them off and stuff, but I've never painted any of them. I've never seen any in real life. I've only ever seen the images online and stuff. So it's one that's just slipped me by. I've just never got into it. But it's cool seeing all your guys' stuff on here when you show it off. Next up, we've got Al Ritchie working on the additional vampires from the Radukar the Beast box. Look at these. These are cool models. I like those little goblet of blood. There we go, pole dancing vampire. It's what everyone needs. It's what every army needs, is a pole dancing vampire. Absolutely love it. Look, he's reaching out for your dollar bills. Pour some sugar on me and give me some blood. That's what he's singing. Oh, that's the song that he dances to, I imagine. Yes, awesome. You can have a drop of blood there. Next up, we've got Bateman 007. Only got to finish about 5 grumpy bots before I'm through my Indomitus half. But it might take a while, though. Only 5 left to finish. It's not bad going. You know what? I haven't painted any Necrons in a while. I've got a few that are on my shelf that are built and ready to paint, and I've just not got around to doing them. I should probably get around to doing some more Necron stuff at some point. Again, when I'm not painting Shatterpoint. I think once I've got these Magna Guard built and painted, and I've painted Kraken, which is the secondary for one of the warbands. That is my sort of droid, my droid force done. At least until they release Droidicas. and then I'll be doing Droidicas. Yeah, and that's the list that I'm probably going to take for a while, just because I like the look of it. I like how the synergies would work between all the models. So once that's done, which like I say, I need it doing for next Friday. So at some point soon, I should really crack on and do some Warhammer stuff. I have got some cool stuff that I kind of want to do, and I have been sat going, I do want to do this, but also Shatterpoint's kind of taken over my life. I've also not made the mistake of building everything in advance. And I say mistake, like obviously I know Elston's done his whole building his entire pile of potential and stuff. I have done stuff before where I've got everything built and then it just sits there unpainted, taking up loads more space than it would do if it was on sprue in a box. So I'm building stuff as I'm painting it, which is why I'm building these 2 Magna Guard, but I'm not going to build Dooku and Django yet because I know I'm not going to paint them straight away. So yeah, I'm just sort of when I feel like it, I'll just build something. It'll take me like half an hour to build whatever model I want to paint, and then I can paint it. Anyway, back to these Necrons. These look phenomenal. I love the green on the weaponry. Looks absolutely lovely, dude. Looking forward to seeing a full army shot at some point in the near future. Then the Marines are salvaged kit bashers. They look nice though, dude. Nice work. Hi all, sorry I'm missing the stream tonight. Working on trying some new techniques on this Space Marine. I've tried using an airbrush for highlights and my first go at non-metallic metal, gold and steel. Well, the airbrush highlights look fantastic on the blue. You can really see them pop. It's kind of hard to see the non-metallic metal though on these pictures. I think what I might do is have a look on my phone later so I can zoom in a bit to see them. But the models looks nice. It was real crisp. I like the matte sort of finish. It's really nice, and the colours are really nice. I'll have a look at that after the stream. I'll look on my phone later on just so I can have a proper look. But cheers for posting anyway, Kate. Sorry that you're missing the stream. Hope work's going all right. And thank you for popping in. You did pop in on the stream on the chat earlier, I remember. Cabbage Dragon. I have got the Cabbage Dragon. He is over there somewhere on the back shelf, and I do need to paint him at some point. I was doing some sort of airbrush messing about at ChillCon last year, and I took him and I was messing about with stuff, but I'm not happy with how it looks, so I am going to repaint him. Work during the stream, metallic base in black and burns based. Nice, but it's always nice seeing what people getting up to during the stream. Like, I'm sat here waffling on about absolute nonsense, but at least you guys are getting some painting done, so you know it's worth it. Been doing a test nid during the stream. Not sure if the blue and turquoise works together or not. Gave it a heavy white dry brush to try and blend them together. Where is it blue on the? Is it blue on the skin or is it turquoise on the skin? I'll be honest. From this photo, it looks like it's got like sort of grey, like skin, and then like a sort of burny colour on the carapace, and then like a sort of bluey black gun. It looks quite cool though. It might just be the light washing it out, maybe. But I do quite like that. I do quite like that, especially if you put that on, like, I mean, depending on what basing stuff you use for that. But I would say something quite dark, because then the model would contrast really nicely against the dark base coat. Like maybe, I mean, I don't know if you use Geek Gaming stuff or not, but I know you usually like your green and sprinkles. But if you wanted to look at the Geek Gaming stuff, I'd maybe recommend either Grimdark City Rebel, Burn and Turquoise. Right, okay, yeah. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks cool, man. But yeah, I'd maybe recommend Grimdark City Rebel, or maybe even Volcanic Island, which is like it's pure black. Chuck that on, maybe like a couple of dead tufts. Mud base with black rim. Yeah, all that. Something nice and dark, like if you get like a really dark brown, if you chuck mud on, like chuck a wash on it and stuff, because it'll contrast really nicely against it. Because I think that's the thing that'll help this. At the minute, I have this a lot when I paint stuff. Until the base is finished, especially if I've used like an airbrush or if it's like a light colour and the base is still light from priming or something, I find that it's hard to sort of define the model. Whereas then once the base is on, if you pick a contrasting base colour, it helps the model really pop. Especially one like with Tyranids as well. Like they look phenomenal once you've got like loads of them all together. But yeah, it looks cool, that, man. I like the colour choice. It's really nice. Looking forward to seeing some more on these. It's another accidental army, I'm assuming. Currently painting up a regimental engineer and her servitor crew for my guard. Nice. These are cool. What models are these? Where are these from? Regimental engineer and her servitor crew for my guard. Are these actual Imperial Guard models? They're not ones that I recognise. They all look like Darth Vader. Like at the end of Return of the Jedi when he takes his helmet off. Pick with base just added. I'll have a look in a sec, Boffnet. I mean, they look cool, Frost of Fist. Don't get me wrong, they look cool. But yeah, these four look like Darth Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi when he takes his helmet off and then dies. Spoilers. Again, I can't tell if it's the light drawing this out. I'd maybe chuck a wash on that base though. Get it like really darken it down. That looks like quite a light brown. Yeah, I'd really darken that base down just to help the model pop. But yeah, that looks cool, man. I like the colour choice on the Nid. It works really nicely. It's like it's a very cool. I don't know, cool in both sense of the word. Like cool as in cold and cool as in cool. Colour scheme. But yeah, awesome work, dude. Looking forward to seeing more of these painted up. And there we go, guys. We're at the end of Loki Approved. So thank you very much, everyone, for chucking your stuff in here and letting us have a look at what you've been up to. I always love looking through and seeing what people have been doing during either during the stream or, you know, previous to the stream. Right, so what time are we on? We're on 22. I've got 20 minutes. That is not enough time for me to build another droid, so I'm just going to chat, I think, for the rest of the stream. Oh, they're 3D prints. They're cool though. They're cool models. Got a week and a half to do the nids before Cities drops. Oh dear. You could do nids in a week and a half. Week and a half and we'll be back at work. A week and a half, you're back at work. Yeah, that was all phenomenal work, guys. Cheers for sharing in Loki Approved. I always like looking through and seeing what everyone's been up to. I know it always sounds like, you know, that's sort of like, oh, this is my favourite thing, but it is. It's my favourite thing is to look through and see what you've all been up to. Today is a good night, says Rogue on the Discord. Thanks, Rogue. Thanks for tuning in and watching the stream. I'm assuming while you're in bed by the looks of things. Either that or you've got a duvet downstairs. But yeah, cheers for tuning in. You can do it all night long. All night long. All night. That's Buffnet later today while he's painting Tyranids. I forgot. I was going to say something and I forgot. Oh, I've started looking at Pickle Fest ideas for next year. It's probably going to be around the same sort of time of year. But I was looking at some ideas of like maybe something new to add to it. Because I want to do similar to what we did this year. I want to have a painting station set up. I want to have a bigger painting station so that more people can join in on that. But I was also thinking about maybe doing like an actual sort of like a dedicated, like maybe like an hour with myself or Elston or Judge if he's up for it or whatever, could maybe do like an hour, like a talk or a specific demo on a particular thing, like OSL or non-metallic metal or wet blending or something that you could like sort of sign up to and then go and do that in like a separate space just for that. I'm not sure what people would think about that or not, but it's just one of the ideas that I've had. I'm also thinking about this year we sort of had a couple of demos on, but then it was very much just bring your own games and play whatever. I'm thinking about looking back at the origins of Picklefest. The origin of Picklefest was actually a few years ago, where me and I think 5 or 6 of my friends went to Warhammer World and we played Blood Bowl as a birthday outing for me. It was the very first birthday Blood Bowl bash. It was just me and a few friends, and then we had COVID, and then the year after that we did the second birthday Blood Bowl bash, which was a huge group of people from our community, and we all went to Warhammer World and we all played Blood Bowl. We then did another Blood Bowl bash, I think, when we went to Grimdice, and we did that one there. So I think what I kind of want to do for Picklefest is if I can sort out space to have this running as well as some tables left over for other gaming, is to run it to have a Blood Bowl sort of tournament on the day. So alongside the painting competition, alongside maybe like a demo of something, or maybe we don't have demos next time. Maybe we do just have it as a Blood Bowl tournament that people can come along to and join in on that, or they can play their own games if they want. These are all just ideas that are going through my head at the moment. It's things that I'm thinking of just to sort of change it up a little bit, but not too much. I very much still want it to be like a sort of a community-based event, so not really looking at stalls and stuff this year, or next year, sorry. At some point in the future, if it ever gets to the point where it is a big thing, and we move venues, then maybe I'd need to look at doing that to help sort of fund the costs and stuff. But for now, I'm quite happy with it just being a social get-together that people come and enjoy, doing like what we did last time. So that's something that I've been thinking about recently, is what to do next year with that. But there we go, Magna Droid built. So I've got one model left to build, and then I can... one model left to build, 3 models left to paint, which are the 2 Magna Droids and Kraken. And that's my Droid Force. My Droid Force, by the way, is Grievous, Kraken, 2 Magna Droids, Ventress, who I know is not a droid, but there isn't another droid primary. So Ventress, Kalani, and the B2 battle droids. So it is pretty much all droids. Made nice progress on my Shatterpoint terrain. Luckily, someone I know made a video on doing it. Happy to help, bud. Happy to help. I've got, it's on the back shelf over there. I've got some of the expansions, the terrain expansions being built. I took some on holiday with me, just on like like in the evenings we were planning on like playing board games and stuff. But I thought if I get any like downtime where I don't want to play my Switch or whatever, or if we're just sat watching telly or something, I'll take something to build. I thought terrain's all right because I don't have to worry about transporting it because it's big and bulky and stuff. So I built that on holiday. I've not done anything with it since I got back. Oh yes, how was your holiday? Holiday was fantastic, dude. I mean, I love it down in Cornwall. We used to go on holiday there every year when I was younger, so I love it down there. I had a lovely time. It's just a shame that it was only for a few days. I would have liked it to have been longer, but it is what it is. We got a nice break. Yeah. Was very nice. Very much enjoyed being down there. Our photos from Land's End arrived today. So I've got my photo with Pickle from Land's End, which I'm going to put up on my desk at work when I go back. I'm going to print out one of the ones that we got on us phones to put on my little memory board on here. But I'm going to have that one at work. Might even put it in a nice frame. Holidays are never long enough, but glad you had a good time. That's true. They are never long enough. And yeah, it was a lovely holiday. But there we go. I forgot. I was going to say something else and I completely forgot now. It always throws me off when I finish Lurky Approved earlier than like the end of the stream, because there's not enough time for me to go in and do any more hobby stuff. But it's too early to end the stream. But I think I'm going to end the stream there. It's 10 to 10 cowboy time. And I think I am either going to play some Diablo or play some Zelda or build the other Magna Droid. I should really build the other Magna Droid. That's what I should do. Just because then they're all built. I need to work out how I'm going to paint the Magna Droids as well. Like, I'm looking forward to painting them, but I need to work out how I'm going to paint them. I'm trying to remember what colour they are. Are they mostly like metallic? Like, are they like silvery metallics? Yeah, they are the silvery metallics, and then it's just the capes, really. So that should be easy enough. I might use some more of the Dark Star metallics actually, because they were really nice when I tried them on the B2s. So maybe I'll try some of those, or maybe I'll just stick with tried and tested two thin coats. We'll see. But I'll get the other one built up, and then I can get both of those painted, and then it's just Kalani, which Crackham, which I want to spend a little bit more time on. Download Baldur's Gate. I can't afford Baldur's Gate. I can't afford it money-wise, and I definitely can't afford it time-wise. If I downloaded Baldur's Gate, between that and Legend of Zelda, I would not get any filming done, and then it would be another 2 months before I do a video. At least, because I would just want to play it non-stop. So yeah, I think I might get the other droid built, and then I think I'm going to drop off and play some Tears of the Kingdom. I'm currently hunting Korok seeds because I need more inventory space. So I'm currently hunting those. That is my mission at the moment. I've done the 4 regional sort of things, and that's as far as I've got, like, in the main story. Yeah, I'm hunting Korok seeds. I've got my battery maxed out now though, so that's good. Anyway, I'll leave all that. Cheers for tuning in tonight, guys. It's been lovely to see you. I will be streaming on Sunday morning. We will probably have a look at stuff that's gone on pre-order, or the stuff that went on pre-order or goes on pre-order on Saturday. We'll take a look through stuff like that, and we'll just have a general coffee morning on Sunday. Again, I'll schedule the stream in advance, hopefully to see you there. But if not, I'll catch you on the Discord. Make sure you follow me on all the socials. I've been posting quite a lot of YouTube shorts recently, so they're going on YouTube. They're also on like Instagram and TikTok and stuff as well. They seem to be doing really well on TikTok, especially like the basing stuff that I've done recently. So if you want to follow me for the short stuff while I'm not doing the full videos, make sure you follow me on all the platforms to catch it on wherever it goes. But there will be a full video out at some point, either tomorrow or maybe Friday. I'm hoping to get it edited tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll share it in the Discord when it goes live. And yeah, all the usual stuff. Again, all the links down below for all the things. And that's about it. So until next time, guys, keep it safe. Enjoy your hobby, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you later.